Alright, my fellow pal trainers. I'm sure you're having a blast trapping pals in confined spaces, slaughtering the cutest ones for your favorite dishes, and occasionally committing slightly inhumane acts against those shady guys in black. But you're probably not aware that there are some tricks you can use to make your adventures in Palworld even more enjoyable and, most importantly, even more efficient. First, Digtoise is bugged. Stop using him to mine. Stick with the boars and tombats until you can get the Reptyro. If you want proof, check out the video in the description. This guy actually tested the mining pals in the game to figure it out, but save yourself some time listening to him rant about how bad it is and just understand that it's currently bugged and you should use something else until it's fixed. Stop bothering to help your pals build stuff. Once you have more than 2 pals working on a project, your effort only amounts to reducing the time by about 2 seconds, since you're probably not putting stat points into your work skill. And if you are, it's a complete waste of points and you should be ashamed of yourself. Your time is better spent doing literally anything else in the game. Thanks to the existence of bugs, your pals probably have butterfingers. Maybe they're unable to find the storage boxes you have set up in your intricately designed base and get stuck picking up the same pile of items over and over and over again. Well, unfortunately for those of you with OCD, the simple fix isn't pretty. All you need to do is build a box closer to that area. Whatever pathing they have now sometimes gets confused and you'll need to help them out by placing those boxes closer. What I ended up doing is placing wood boxes in the middle of each clump of nodes in order to avoid this problem. It's not pretty, but the inventory is shared throughout the base, so it's not that big of a deal. If you're still riding slow birds to get around, you need to pay attention. Get yourself a gliding Pokemon and craft the gear you need to use it. I personally use Hang You since it kind of floats upwards, giving you a bit more distance, but I've heard that Gale Claw might be faster. Next, equip your favorite grappling gun. Now get to a higher area or a relatively flat surface and aim your grappling gun close to its max reach distance. When it starts to pull you, you'll go up into the air a bit and you'll accelerate pretty quickly. Once you get close to the end, you need to very quickly spin the mouse wheel to change your current weapon and hit the space bar to glide while you're accelerating in the air. Considering the controls scheme, I believe this will work with a controller, so let me know in the comments below. It'll take a couple of practice tries, but once you figure it out and get the hang of it, you're never going to travel any other way. It's super fun and can get you pretty far depending on how much stamina you have, until you get your favorite bird with all of the movement speed buffs. Now, I would assume that everyone knows this, but just in case you missed it, you can press R on the keyboard to transfer items that stack from your inventory into a box. I'm going to assume that you can do the same with a controller. The button should be listed when you're looking at the box inventory. If something isn't moving over, make sure one of the items is in the box first. This will work with every stackable item in the game. Now, transferring things from your inventory to a box is one thing, but do you want to be able to carry a full stack of wood, stone, ore, or any other heavy item from one box to another without dropping most of it on the ground? Well, Beyond Smash shared this nugget with the community on Reddit. If you're on PC, you can grab the entire stack and hit Tab to remove the inventory UI. Once it's gone, you can freely move around to another box, open it up, and dump the stack of items inside. This will probably be patched out, so enjoy it while it lasts. Okay, so if you're like me and hate food items like eggs, milk, and wheat going into the PAL food tray, you can use honey to fill up the other slots in the tray, and the PALs will automatically move the perishable items into your cooler for long-term storage, the way you probably intended. As a bonus tip for the cooler, the Van Worm Christ is probably your best cooler pal. It will only cool and transport, so once everything is picked up off the floor, it'll go right back to cooling even if you haven't assigned it directly. Additionally, it's nocturnal, so it'll keep cooling your food at night when every other pal is sleeping. I really don't think there's a better cooling pal in the game, even if it's not level 4 cooling like Frostallion. You can put multiple incubators around a cooler or a campfire to create a space for eggs that need more warmth or chill to be comfortable. Now, those aren't enough to make huge eggs comfortable though, and you will need the electric heater or the electric cooler to adjust the temperature even further. However, using those items changes the entire base temperature, so if you have the heater going, it's going to make eggs that require a colder temperature uncomfortable. So you can build one, take it down, and swap them out, depending on which kind of pals you're hatching at the time. At the very least, setting them up this way will help you use your space efficiently if you don't plan on building a multi-level base just yet. Now, you're going to need a lot of high-quality pal oil in the endgame. The best spot I've found to farm this is in the desert, where you can find the Alpha Anubis. Here you can hunt the Damud and Digtois. Now you can just kill them all off and get 1 to 3 oil from each of them, but if you catch them instead, you'll get your initial oil drops when you catch them, then you can butcher them for double the drops. I've found that the easiest way to do this is to bring a pal or two along and butcher the oil pals as you catch them. It feels really horrible to do because they've done nothing wrong, but until they drop oil at the ranch, this is the most efficient way to farm oil, especially when you need so much of it for polymer later on. This butchering technique is good for farming bones also, because you're going to need that for cement. But I'm still looking for the best location for these. Rushboar and Vixie drop bones and share a spawn area, so they may be the best. I just haven't found the best path to travel to farm them efficiently. And there you go. Those are my favorite tips I've learned in my short 88-hour playtime. And I hope you found them useful. That's all I have for you today. You're welcome.